Hello everyone, John Joker 12 back here again with another video, and yes, it is time for another John Joker 12's top 5 picks. Seeing as how that the new Godzilla movie is coming out this Friday, I thought, well, might as well a good way to celebrate it with a Godzilla video. And seeing as how lots of various YouTubers are taking upon themselves to create their own Godzilla week, I might as well do my own. So that's why I'm dedicating a John Joker 12 top 5 picks to the one and only greatest giant monster character of all time, which of course is Godzilla, and give my personal thoughts on various movies. But of course, this is my personal favorite top 5 Godzilla movies. Of course, you have your own, so it's very subjective. So of course, if anybody movies in my list differs from yours, of course, in the comments section below, you can of course give me your personal favorite top 5 Godzilla movies. But let's get right started into this and give you my top 5. Starting at number 5 has to be Godzilla vs. Gigan. I think that's how you say the name. I just love that movie. It's one of the there's various Godzilla movies that come out every generation. And of course, this is one of them where I saw multiple times. Like Godzilla, there's multiple movies. They have there's a series of movies, folks. And this is just one of them that I just saw multiple times as a kid. And I just liked the main antagonist, villainous monster type thing, which of course is that really creepy looking bird-like creature, spiky dude. I don't even know how to explain this type of monster. He's just crazy space monster type dude. And of course, Godzilla movies vary from different type of plot points, but of course it's basic as hell. In no disrespect, of course, it's some kind of alien life form that comes to Earth and attacks the city, and of course Godzilla has to help, or humans are developing their own monsters to contrast Godzilla, or of course through nuclear testing, and of course civilizations die, so Godzilla has to help them in some way or form. But this is just fun. It's just one of those fun movies. Like Godzilla movies, a big portion of them are just fun, and this is just one of them. And of course, it also has the introduction to another great character, which is of course King Ghidorah, which is of course the three-headed dragon space monster thingy. But this is just one of my favorites because I just love the imagery, and I love the various monsters, and it's just one of those Godzilla movies that I saw when I was a kid, like multiple times. But moving off of that and going to number 4 has to go to Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. The Sea Monster is the number 1 Godzilla movie I saw, other than the American Godzilla movie in the 90s, multiple fucking times. I just saw that so many times as a kid. I mean, I probably still have the VHS somewhere in my garage somewhere. I'm pretty sure. Like, Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster is just one of those fucking funny and maybe cheesy, depending on your taste, but it's one of those movies I saw multiple times as a kid, and I just love. Just, the imagery is just fun. I just remember as a kid, just in that black and white screen, just seeing Godzilla like fight this giant lobster. It's just funny and fun. It's just one of those things that is just cool. And I just remember it kind of was funny and fun, but it kind of scared me. Like I thought like that was real. I mean, it is kind of real. I mean, they did have puppets, but of course this is pre-CGI. So, but at the same time, I thought it was like, oh shit, is there like giant lobsters out there and giant crabs? The fuck? I don't want to go to the beach anymore. First is Jaws, and then you gotta fear Godzilla. These are the fears that kids of my day, or of all ages, had to deal with when they watched these movies. But Godzilla vs. the Sea Monsters is one of those fun movies that I saw multiple times as a kid, and I just personally love them. But let's move off of that and go to number 3, which has to go to Mothra vs. Godzilla. Of course, this is, or the alternative title, of course, Godzilla vs. The Thing, which is kind of funny, but and whatever. And of course, introduces one of the greatest of various of the giant monsters, and of course, Godzilla's or the kaiju series, which is of course Mothra. Mothra is just, the imagery is just amazing and beautiful. Like I just love the imagery of Godzilla fighting like this gigantic like butterfly like moth creature thing. It's just creepy and awesome at the same time, and it's just one of those really fun movies where Godzilla is just facing off something that's just as equally as cool as himself, you know? Because Godzilla is a cool, awesome monster. That's why he survived so long. But he's just one of those characters that, for some reason, it just comes back and comes back. But for good reason. Mothra is just a fun, great character. I love him. It's just one of those cool characters like King Ghidorah, or, you know, like who continues to come back and back and back again. And of course, he has a great evolution, you know, and I don't know, it's just one of those fun movies I just personally love. But that's it for number 3. Let's go to number 2, which has to go to the original first Godzilla movie, the 1954 Godzilla movie. I personally, I know what people are saying, like, really? That would be at number 2? Why? Why would you do such a thing? And put him in number 2 instead of number 1, but I gotta, because of my own reasons, my personal list. But the first Godzilla movie is just amazing. You just had to put it up there just for the sake of it, you know, because it is the original OG giant monster creature feature movie, you know, because prior to Godzilla, there's not really a definitive, I mean, like, you have your King Kongs and whatnot, but, and monster movies like that, but this is, like, the first of the giant, like, ultimate creature that was designed to destroy civilizations. And of course, this is the first Godzilla features Godzilla as the villain. He's not the hero. He doesn't save, you know, Japan from a space monster or from King Ghidorah or some goddamn mechanical beast. You know, he just saves. He's just destroying shit. He's a legend. You know, that's why they call him Godzilla. You know, they fear him, they sacrifice people for him, and he comes out of the sea and just destroys. And the imagery is just beautiful. Like, even at those days, you can tell they knew what the fuck they were doing. They fucking knew. Because the imagery is just awesome. When you see Godzilla coming out of the water, even though, like, when you look at it now, and you know it's puppets, fucking hell, it looks cool. Like, shit. And of course, the ending is, of course, what it is. You know, Godzilla dies, but it's still pretty cool, awesome, epic movie. Like, and of course it dawned the creature, the giant monster craze. You know, of course, various other movies came out, and of course, you know, Godzilla created his own franchise. You know, the whole having kaiju movies is just awesome. That's why you have movies like Pacific Rim and Cloverfield come out nowadays, is because of Godzilla and this one movie. And it's just awesome, epic, cool, fun stuff. But before I get to my number 1 pick, I have to just give you some honorable mentions that did not get on my list, which of course is King Kong versus Godzilla, Godzilla versus Mothra. Let me see, what else is a really awesome Godzilla movie? Godzilla 2000. I know you guys are thinking, like, why Godzilla 2000? I like it because it was one of those movies that I really liked because of the imagery. Because once you get into the late 90s and early 2000s of Godzilla movies, that's when Godzilla started to get dark. Like, he started to get bigger and beefier and spikier and more demonic, and he started to have red eyes instead of the white eyes. That was when I was like, fuck, this is Godzilla. Like, Godzilla today is pretty epic, but shit, when back in those days, that was my Godzilla. I was like, that's a fucking Godzilla. Like, super ripped and spiky and just blew the living shit out of fucking fuckers. It was just awesome. But Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, obviously, great fucking movie. Godzilla, I guess the 90s too. I mean, I know it's the crappiest of the Godzilla movies. Of course, there's various other disappointing Godzilla movies, but it is what it is. But I mostly like it because of the toys, which I'm sure everyone else would like it for as well. You know, I mean, come on. In the 90s, we're known for a lot of things. And if a movie didn't have like a commercially successful toy line to back it up, like various other 90, you know, box office movies of the day, then you were kind of fucked. You know, unless you were like a Spielberg or a Tarantino type director and you didn't have a toy line, you were fucked. But I don't know. I guess I like it mostly because of that, especially now. But moving off of that, off the honorable mentions, my number one pick has to go to Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. I know it's a little cheesy for you guys, but come on. The idea of Godzilla versus just his... I know there's various other monsters and creatures that people would consider like Godzilla's ultimate foe. You know, you have like King Ghidorah, obviously, is the most powerful of the monsters. But Mechagodzilla is just cool. He's a badass character, and he's just... the imagery of like Godzilla fighting someone who's just like him in every way except he's a robot. And I just love the imagery of like these Japanese scientists, these evil Japanese scientists just creating this thing. And it's just like, I just remember as a kid like, fuck, if that was real, I would be fucked. Because there's no Godzilla to help me. Because that's fucking awesome. The imagery, you know, Godzilla, Mechagodzilla being created and just fighting each other and just epic battles and stuff. It's just cool. It's just the ultimate fight, in my opinion. Even more than King Kong versus Godzilla. And there's various people who feel different between crossovers. And there's various people who, like, say, like, Godzilla should always have his own title or whatever. And there's, like, anytime there's a movie that's, like, him versus... it's just stupid. But Mechagodzilla is just the ultimate, like, foe to go toe-to-toe with Godzilla, in my opinion. Of course, people would consider King Ghidorah, but I go with Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla is a beast to be reckoned with. And he's not even a beast. He's just a robot, and that's just awesome. I just love giant robots versus monsters. That's just me. But overall, that was my personal top 5. And personally... if the new Godzilla movie is successful in any way, my personal favorite of the creature features, I want Mechagodzilla to be in a sequel. Because you know they're going to make a sequel. Because, you know, these days, you got to have a sequel. But that's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed my personal top 5 Godzilla movies. There's various top Godzilla movies. So what's your personal top 5 Godzilla movies? And I hope everybody celebrates this week with multiple Godzilla sightings and multiple Godzilla marathons and whatnot. And of course, this Friday, check out Godzilla in theaters. I know I'm going to check it out. It's like one of my it's like the number one movie other than the comic book movies that I really want to see. And I just hope it's going to be badass. You know, even if like the acting, even if the character development or the writing sucks, if Godzilla is just Godzilla and just fucks up shit, I'm happy. I don't give a fuck. Come on, it's Godzilla. You gotta love it. But that's gonna be it, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching.